Hello there, or should I say, good evening. It's like midnight, and I'm lying in my bed thinking to tell you the part of the daily onslaught, horrific hell that I have been put through and still getting put through. This goes back to 2010, okay? My first admission to a mental health hospital, unlawfully detained under the Mental Health Act, because I started speaking about the Freemasons. Now, here's a funny part, right? At the magic number, you know the Masons are mad about the number 3. 3 is a very satanic number, right? So I woke up at 3 o'clock one morning in my house, and the house below me was supposedly occupied by an old woman who used to stay there. And I used to put out her bins and stuff. But I didn't see her for a while. But I knew her son, Tom, his name is. He's in his 60s now. And he's a top, a Luciferian degree Freemason, okay? So anyway, I didn't see her for a long time, so I went down to Tom's door. I knocked on his door. Is your mother okay, Tom? Yes. She's staying with me now, and he speaks very lightly and quietly. Very eerie man, very, very satanic eerie man. So he says she's staying with him now. So I say, well, send him a love. And that was it, I walked away. And it wasn't until about a month or two later that I seen Tom sneaking in and out the house at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, his mother's house. And one morning I woke up at 3 o'clock, the magic number 3, and I heard satanic chanting. You know, when you hear the and it's very, very scary when you hear it on a movie. But imagine that in real life, and if you heard that at 3 o'clock, especially in your bed, that's going to scare the shit out of you, okay? Which it did. So I got out of my bed instantly, put all my clothes on, left the house immediately, had to get out of that house. Because that noise, I've never heard nothing like that. That totally freaked me out. Totally freaked me out. So I walked to the local hospital and there was nowhere else to go. I couldn't phone a friend. I couldn't go to a family member's house to stay. As it was a back of 3 now. It was about like 3:30, 4:45 by now. So I smoked like about 4 or 5 cigarettes, thinking, where can I go? Where can I go? I've got no money. I can't go to a hotel or nothing. And I just did not want to go back home. So, and it's funny as well because I remember Tom's black van. I remember his registration plate, and that's going back to 2010. SE06XAB. You notice a big X in it because the Masons love their X's and Y's and 66. I've been through this if you've been following my videos. Right, anyway, so moving on. So the most silliest thing that I ever did was went to the local mental hospital in my town and rang the doorbell and says, yes, hello, I'm sorry I bothered you, but I've got a friend who comes in here frequently as he's very mental ill. I was wondering if I could get a bed just for one night. So they sent me down to the local hospital to get assessed. Well, to wait on a psychiatrist. So a psychiatrist comes, sees me, talks to me for half an hour. I just tell him that one thing that the Satan worshipping downstairs is going on below me. And what does he do? He gives me a bed for the night. So I get up the next morning And I say thank you very much, nurses, for letting me stay. It's been beautiful. Thank you for the meals and that. I'm away home now. And nurses say, no, wait there. Your psychiatrist wants to speak to you. Now this was a new psychiatrist because I've been dealing with psychiatry for many years, and that's another story, right? I'm not even mentally or a schizophrenic or nothing, okay? I've never heard voices, I've never had hallucinations, so I must be the only unique schizophrenic out there. But anyway, all TIs will be diagnosed schizophrenic, and that's a fact. So anyway, my psychiatrist comes and he says to me, no, I'm going to give you a short-term detention. Now that's a 28-day section, okay? 28 days. They kept me locked up for 28 days. I was only allowed out with nurseries or to go to the shop. I wasn't allowed to go out myself. Now, how they treated me like a pure mad psychopath. It was them that was more paranoid than I was. It was them, it was the nurseries and the shrink. Because what I figured out was my shrink psychiatrist, right? My shrink knew Tom, who owned that house below me. I did the Satan worship, right? And the first day it was the second time I was admitted. And it was back in 2011. I'd done 3 months in a space of 3 years. I'm on section in 2010, I'm on section 2011, I'm on section 2011, 12. I've been unlawfully detained 5 times now, okay? I don't know if I'm going to fit all this in this video, but if you ever want to know more about this story, right, about how evil and sick psychiatry are, just because they wear a tie and a nice little suit, it doesn't mean that they're the good guys. They're just wolves dressed in sheep's clothing. That's all psychiatry are, okay? They are utter fucking scum to me. I hate their guts. Hate every one of them. So anyway, it comes to 2011 and get another month. And I'm sitting in the little waiting room. And one of the female patients walks right up to me and says, what's a guy like you doing in a place like this? So I kind of giggled and laughed and said, try to tell my shrink that. Then she laughed and walked away. So as I was sitting in that room, I remember, clear as day, I looking out the door and I seen 3 men in black suits. 3 men in black suits. And they went right in to see my shrink. And I knew that those 3 people were high up Illuminati members or Luciferian degree Freemasons. I know that for a fact. Because the shrink I had was a Mason or an Illuminati member. I just know that for a fact, right? I just know that. Because I'm a very intelligent guy and I pick up on things that others don't. So anyway, I got another 20-day section. And at this time I'm a stoner and a drinker. I sneak in weed. I usually sneak in weed and I drink in my room and blast my music on my TV through my Xbox. The good old Xbox days, eh? Anyway, so I did that. And I never got caught once with the grass, not once. I used to hide it. But I'm not going to say where in case this video gets found. So anyway, 2012 comes, I get another 20-day section due to malicious calls. As this is how I end up in hospital, through malicious calls. Right? This is every single time except once I've been detained through malicious calls and false allegations, right? So 2012 passes, I get out, I'm still cool and confident, I'm getting all the girls and that, you know. I could get fixed with a girl, but I haven't had a girlfriend for a few years now, because I'm not even interested in one. I could barely look after myself, never mind a girlfriend. So, in fact, the perfect girlfriend for me would be another female TI. So anyway, it gets to 2013, 2014, and I move out of my area to a different town, about a 2-hour drive from here, about an hour and a half drive from here. Move completely out the area, out the state, out the town, to a new place where I've never been in my life. And I sit back on my couch and I remember sitting back with my hands behind my head, saying, that's me finally free. And the very next day, what comes through my door? A letter by my old psychiatrist from this town. And he was very, very angry. But this is a different psychiatrist. This wasn't the one who sectioned me off. This was a new psychiatrist. Because this is a thing over the years. I've been passed on to about 20 psychiatrists, and they all say the same shit. They're all sheeple. Anyway, so I went back to my hometown here to see my psychiatrist at the mental health hospital services. I was sitting in a room with him and a CPN, a community psychiatric nurse. And he says, I'm happy to send you up to an area where you're going to be moving to, where you are moved to. I'll be happy to send all your information up to the mental health services up there. And that was the worst mistake of my life. I should never have moved. I should have just got a new house in this area. But this town is really, I have never been in a town so infested with gang stalkers in my life before. Since I moved back here, it is 1,000 times worse. It's like they're recruiting gang stalkers by the hundreds. That's what it's like. So anyway, I ended up moving back here because my mother was dying in 2018, so I had to move back. And by this time, I was on a depot injection. That's an injection you get in your backside, your bum, or your arm once a month. And that's supposedly meant to eradicate your mental, paranoid, delusional thoughts, which was a load of shit. Because I got 29 side effects off that depot. I was forced onto that depot against my own will. I remember I used to sit in that chair, I get in the depot in my arm, and I remember one day I said, bye Stuart, because I felt the old me disappearing, you know. I felt the old cool, confident me disappearing as they were jagging me up. And there was maybe 2-3 times when they were jagging my arm that the tears would be floating down my eyes, because the depot is 100 times stronger than the fucking mind-altering oral antipsychotic. But I was on the liquid antipsychotic, which is 1,000 times worse than the oral antipsychotic. And I mean 1,000 times worse. But I'm going to cut this just short just now, okay, because that's 15 minutes. So anyway, I was on this depot for 2.5 years and had to visit my mother dying in hospital and me doped out my head, and I wish everyone out there, all TIs out there that are on the depot, my heart goes out to you all, and I love you all. God bless.